Jai Shri Ram, OXYMORONS Part 3. Let's try finishing it. I have got a huge collection here. Fast food will slow you down and you'll get fat and diseased and life slows up. That's my own. Fast food will slow you down, beware. Actually, fast food is meant for dogs and cows. Dogs have to eat fast, otherwise some other dog will snatch the food away. Cows too have to eat fast, otherwise somebody will drive them away. And cows have 4 stomachs. Do you have 4? So stop eating fast food. Otherwise, fast food will slow you down. I hate intolerant people. Anonymity is my claim to fame. Health food is making everyone sick. Anonymity is my claim to fame. Okay. Alexander Wiley said the Jews and Arabs should settle their dispute in the true spirit of Christian charity. Oh my God, there's no such thing as Christian charity. That's why the dispute can never be settled. Listen to the quote again. The Jews and Arabs should settle their dispute in the true spirit of Christian charity. Oh my God, Christian charity is the oxymoron. There's no Christian charity. Convert or kill. That's what the Bible says very clearly. We learn from history that we don't learn from history. We learn from history that we do not learn from history. That's very true of Hindus especially. If there is nothing left to desire, there is everything to fear and an unhappy state of happiness. So you must desire. Well, not for yourself, selfless desire. Improve the condition of life for everyone, and in that you satisfy your desire. That's what Krishna tells you. If we discuss for more time, we will make more mistakes and we will fight more. We are never prepared for what we expect. To spend too much time in studies is laziness. Don't spend too much time in studies. That is the worst kind of laziness. Go out, see the whole world. So next. There's a point beyond which even justice becomes unjust. Unjust justice, which is too late anyway. Justice delayed is justice denied, isn't it? So unjust justice, that is. It's not good to have all one wants. It's not good to have too much liberty, and you are seeing what's happening. Stupid people abuse their liberty and take away all our liberty. That's why Thomas Jefferson hypocritically said, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty, and he had 600 slaves under him. He fathered children from one slave without marrying her. He sired, S-I-R-E-D. Great man, isn't it? Hypocrisy. My God, what kind of hypocrisy? Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president of America, supposed to be a great writer who drafted the Declaration of Independence. Awesome language, awesome thinking, lovely, lofty morals, while at the same time he had 600 slaves. Sanctioned by the Bible, Holy Bible. Sometimes you must call it unholy holiness. Unholy holiness, your unholy holiness. The paradox of reality. You know frenemies, right? F-R-E-N-E-M-I-S, frenemies, friendly enemies. Actually, all your colleagues are frenemies because they are your friends now. But when it comes to a promotion, they are your enemies. So be careful. You never know what is enough unless you know what is more than enough. You never know what is enough unless you know what is more than enough. Only that man can go far who goes too far. You can go far only when you know how far you can go. You can go as far as you can. I'm talking like George Bush now. George Bush is famous for his Bushisms. Look them up, Bushisms. Oh, truly laughable, risible, awesome Bushisms. Bush once said, he forgot the proverb. He said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. And then he paused and he put on a stupid expression and then he said, you can't fool me twice. The actual proverb is, fool me twice, shame on me. So this is Bushism for you. They misunderestimated me. That's a word Bush coined, George Bush. Misunderestimated. And his Bushisms are awesome. I think I'll do one video on that. So these days people are so addicted to exaggeration that they can't tell the truth without lying. People are addicted to exaggeration to such an extent they cannot tell the truth without lying, without telling lies, true lies. It's easy to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend. It's easy to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend. Dangerous charity. Hello, dangerous charity. There are three kinds of friends: those who love us, those who are indifferent to us, and those who hate us. Three types of friends: those who love us, those who are indifferent, and those who hate us. The secret of success in life is known only to those who have not succeeded. The final delusion is the belief that one has lost all delusions. This is true of many people. The final delusion is the belief that you have lost all your delusions. Every victory is a defeat. That is why Tulsidas ji says, Bolna mote mariye, moti roti maru. Bolna rote mariye, roti mariye, moti roti maru. Jiti sahas sam haribo, jiti sahas sam haribo, hare jitani haru. That means, don't offend the fellow who offends you. Beat them with a thick loaf of bread. That means do favors to those who harm you. And every time you win an argument, you actually lose the argument, because now you have a bitter enemy now who will vow to take revenge. So you have lost the argument. If you have won the argument, you have lost the argument. If you have lost the argument, you have anyway lost the argument. So Tulsidas also says, don't waste your time fighting with stupid people. Just say namaste and keep on going. So every time you win, such a victory is a defeat, and every defeat by conceding and saying namaste and leaving, that's a victory. There are many people who say they hate flattery, but they love flattery. They love to be told. They love to be flattered by told that they hate flattery. Interesting, isn't it? There are people who say, I don't like flattery, I hate flattery, but they love to be flattered by being told that they are so great that they hate flattery. We always weaken what we exaggerate. Remember, we always weaken what we exaggerate. So don't exaggerate. But sometimes I have to do it, at least to call attention to something. And then, of course, we can tell them, sorry, I just did that so that you will listen to me. We know nothing about motivation. All we can do is write books about it. Peter Drucker. We know nothing about motivation. Peter Drucker is known as father of modern management. Oh my God. Anyway, his theory is management by objectives. I still remember the mnemonic I made some 30 years back when I taught this. GASP, GASP. Goal setting, action planning, self-control, periodic review. Wow, my memory is terrible. I can't forget anything. The favorite pastime of civilized man is cruelty to other civilized men. That is the favorite pastime. They call themselves civilized and their behavior is so uncivilized. The favorite pastime of civilized people is cruelty to the other civilized people. The efforts which we make to escape from our destiny only serve to lead us into it. You're trying to escape your destiny, you'll go deeper into it. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. You cannot run away from yourself. You cannot abandon your nature. The dog can never be undogly. A lion cannot be unlionly. So if you have some natural talents, that's why Krishna repeatedly says, Shriyan Dravyamayad Yajna, Jnana Yajna Parantapa. And also he says, Jnana is the highest. Understand? Learning, the process of acquiring knowledge is the greatest yajna. Sacrifice is a stupid English word, which does not come anywhere near the meaning of yajna. But well, since English is such an important language, we have to use the word sacrifice for yajna. So you cannot be anything other than what you should be, and if you try to be, then you will be miserable. You might be financially successful, but essentially miserable. People are anyway, by the way, people are malicious because they are miserable. People are malicious because they are miserable deep inside. We must self-actualize. You must dance if you are a dancer. A singer must sing. If a singer is dancing and a dancer is singing, that's what's happening to Bollywood. We will probably die of civilization eventually. So finally, all the pleasures that the means by which we gain all these pleasures will bring pain. So that's what Krishna also says. In the 17th and 18th chapter, Krishna discusses what exactly is sattvic pleasure, sattvic knowledge, sattvic faith. Again, this word faith has a lousy meaning. Shraddha, sattvic shraddha. Experience teaches you that the man who looks you straight in the eye, particularly if he has a firm handshake, is hiding something. This is a stupid notion that look straight into the eye and give a firm handshake. These people are nice rubbish. They are hiding something. They are the most dangerous people. They are misusing. Of course, they have learned this very well, and then they are trying to fool you. Be careful. Respect all. Suspect all. Anatole France, a great writer of French, he said, the average man does not know what to do with this life, but he wants another one which will last forever. Success has ruined many people. Success has many people ruined. Success has ruined many people. If you think you are actually buying pleasure, you are becoming actually a slave to it. You are selling yourself to it. You are buying pleasure, no, you are selling yourself to it. When people are least sure, they are most dogmatic. You are least sure and most dogmatic. Your inhuman humanity. Inhuman humanity? Well, there are so many holy books, I don't want to name them, you already know them. 2 desert classics. They will teach you to commit inhuman acts, and then they will also teach you to excuse yourself by saying that I am human. After all, I am a human. So, when you believe to begin absurdities, you will commit atrocities with immunity and with actually pleasure. We love change. No. We just say that we love change, but we actually want things to remain the same. That is our dilemma. Lonely people talking to each other can make each other lonelier. When people are free to do as they please, they usually imitate each other. We are free to do as we please, but we will imitate each other. When we have something worth fighting for, that is the time we will not feel like fighting. We have a lot to fight for, but we will not fight. The hardest thing is writing a recommendation for someone we know. We can always write a recommendation letter for someone we don't know. Because the moment we get to know people, it's very difficult to recommend that fellow for any job. Because we know what that fellow actually is. We got to tell a lot of lies. We all need difficulties because they are necessary for our health and spiritual growth. The more immoral we become in big ways, the more puritanical we become in little ways. Sanctimoniousness, hypocrisy. Bade paap baade kiye, chote kiye lajat. Tulsidas says, Bade paap baade kiye, chote kiye lajat. Tulsi ta par sukh chahit. Tulsi ta par sukh chahat. Vidhi ko bahut risat. That means, bade paap. They will commit big papams. But when it comes to small papams, they will hesitate. That means, they think, having food without washing hands, or, not having a bath, and, there are so many fussy things which they will follow meticulously. But they will actually cheat people, backstab people, loot people, tell the most flagrant lies, destroy entire nations and societies. But this is the worst kind of hypocrisy. The more immoral we become in big ways, the more puritanical we become in little ways. Sometimes, lying is the most sacred of duties. That is what Mahabharata teaches. Kaushik was a fellow, a character in Mahabharata, who, sitting under a tree, doing tapasya, suddenly some people, robbers, a merchant came who was running away from dacoits, and he hid behind the tree under some bushes. And this fellow is doing tapasya, but he has seen what has happened. Then the dacoits came, they said, have you seen a fellow who's carrying some money and all that? Yeah, he said, he's right behind me. So they killed that fellow, and this rascal ended up in hell for telling the truth. So you must know that Mahabharata also teaches sometimes telling the truth is the most sacred duty of all. When you have to save a life. So there are times when telling the untruth is the highest truth. Okay, good one. A learned fool is more foolish than an ignorant fool. A learned fool is more foolish than an ignorant one. Oh my God, what a great reality has dawned on me. There's so many people delivering sermons, pravachans, and talking utter bullshit. And some of them are even supporting animal sacrifice. My God. And big sermons from other religions also you will find. When they look at, they don't even read their books. They're fundamentally flawed books. And they're waxing eloquent on morality. By being over polite, you are actually being very rude. The highest form of selfishness is selflessness. Loka Sangraham, you seek whatever you want by serving others. So the highest form of selfishness is selflessness, isn't it? In some religions, they are ruled by fear and they are oppressed. The totalitarian system, authoritarian system, they are totally ruled by fear, and that is why they strive very hard to ensure that their fear is not taken away. They will hate anything that will take their fear away. They love to live in fear and follow the bullshit that their holy, unholy book, holy, unholy, unholy, holy. Jean-Paul Sartre, he said, man is condemned to be free. You are condemned to be free. He who goes against the fashion is himself its slave. Well, I am a non-snob. I am an anti-snob. That is a different kind of snobbery, I think. Snobs are people, who imitate the fashion set by the rich and look down on the others. I have decided to be an anti-snob. Anti-snob. Buy the cheapest things, and when, I show off. So that's a different kind of snobbery. When you protect men from knowing their foolishness, the world becomes full of fools. Lack of work is most fatiguing. The most fatiguing thing is lack of work. We succeed in enterprises which demand our positive qualities. We succeed in enterprises which demand the positive qualities we possess, but we actually excel in those which make use of our defects. Success is the necessary misfortune of life today. Success is the misfortune of life today, and so be careful. The definition of success is totally wrong these days. People today, especially the Abrahamic cults, they cling to their delicious tyrannies and to their exquisite garbage, holy garbage, and till death stares them in the face. I don't know, when will they change? About love, of all the objects of hatred, a woman once loved is the most hateful. Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned. William Congreve. Memorable lines. Heaven has no rage like love to hatred turned, nor hell a fury like a woman scorned. Well, the closer the friendship, the more bitter the enmity. That's why don't reveal your secrets to anybody. The greatest hate springs from the greatest love. Where love is concerned, too much is not even enough. In love, too much is not even enough. Woman, once she makes a sheep of a man, will tell him that he is a lion with a will of iron. Voltaire. Woman, once she makes a sheep of a man, will always tell him that he is a lion with a will of iron. Girls have an unfair advantage over men. If they can't get what they want by being smart, they can get it by being dumb. Yul Brynner. If they can't get what they want by being smart, they can get it by being dumb. Of course, it's possible to love a human being if you don't know them too well. In love, the paradox occurs when two beings become one and yet remain two. This is Dvaita. Dvaita, you see. Madhvacharya. If there is complete union as in Advaita, then there is no happiness. Because you must unite and part and unite and part and unite and part. That's a sexual metaphor, but I hope you understand. I know, this Edward Dahlberg said, what women desire is a virgin who is a whore. What does that mean? This one is good. A woman is more responsive to a man's forgetfulness than to his attentions. I think this is the ultimate truth about women. A woman is more responsive to a man's forgetfulness than to his attentions. John Updike, a great novelist, said, sex is like money, only too much is enough. Paul Valery said, God created man and finding him not sufficiently alone, gave him a companion to make him feel his solitude even more keenly. Lord Byron famously said, I am about to be married and am of course in all the misery of a man in pursuit of happiness. All the misery of a man in pursuit of happiness. Families with babies and families without babies are sorry for each other. A man's best fortune or his worst is his wife. The value of a marriage is not that adults produce children, but that children produce adults. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. We'll stop here. I think I'll have to do one more recording. Jai Shri Ram.